Pete King, Podcast Pete, and we have a special guest on the show. We met each other at LA Fitness, and we were just talking about Western North Carolina, its flood, and a lot of other things. I wanted to invite him to come on the show because he had an interesting, very interesting story. So, Victor, tell our viewers who you are, what you do, and who you serve, and then we'll get into our podcast.
I'm sorry, my stuff is cutting in and out.
Is it okay? How about can you hear
Yeah,
me now?
I can hear you. You like cut out. I didn't hear what
Oh,
you
okay.
said last. Sorry about that.
Just no, it's okay. You tell our viewers your name, what you do, and who you serve.
Okay. Okay. My name is Victor Chapman. Um, who I serve God. Um, did where I work for the Braves down here in Atlanta, Georgia, and I moved here from North Carolina.
Awesome. Man, I love it when I have people on, they say, I serve God. Yeah, I love it. I mean, we kind of connected. We were just chatting. You were greeting and just making people feel welcome. What took you to Western North Carolina? I mean, what was the reason for going to school up there?
So my girlfriend at the time had me. She lived in Western North Carolina, Asheville. So
Hmm.
that's what made me move to North Carolina. And then currently was working, and then I was wanting to go back to school to further my education and further my career. So that's what made me go to Western Carolina University.
Yeah, it's beautiful up there. You were there when the nasty flood and everything. What was it like to be involved in that kind of tragedy? Or it just because I have friends up there and I would talk to them, but you were there. So what was that like?
Yes, sir. It was like I guess it was chaos. So it was like I guess everything coming to. It felt like everything was coming to an end, and like seeing the stuff like the water, and you see like the bodies in the water, and you see like people's cars. Um, you see houses like covered up like 15 foot of water, and you see like trailers getting wiped out, like flowing down the river and stuff like that. Me in my apartment, I woke up in the middle of the night and my feet were wet, so I had like water coming in my apartment, and it kind of shocked me. And then like you have people like rushing to get gas. You got like 6 hour lines for people getting gas. You got people like the news crew like saying we can't get out, we can't go nowhere. So I kind of like wanted to get out of there. So I found a route through the national forest to make it to Tennessee because there's so much chaos, and like they were holding like the gas truck drivers, people at gunpoint. Like they were just like people was just going crazy, and then it was just a lot to see. So like I was making sure like my kids' safeties and stuff like they were safe and all that. So it's just a lot.
Mhm.
Not having electricity, running water. So it's basically like you're surviving, like you're just trying to survive.
Wow. Do you have any have you been communicating with anybody up in that area since that event?
Oh yes, I go back up there to visit here and there. Everything is kind of like back to normal, but it's like people still have like lost their homes, so like they're still trying to like get stuff off the side of the road. You got like piles of stuff on the road, so and then you got the FEMA people. I think they're kind of like moved like coming out of North Carolina due to the tragedy, but they like had FEMA locations at Walmart where like you had to go like take showers and stuff like that for people that lost everything. So and then they also helped with like hotels, like they help put you in hotels.
Wow. What when you were at West to shift the years, I don't want to be all but I know it's a tough thing to process when you go through that. At Western Carolina, what was your focus as far as what you wanted to do?
My focus on what I wanted to do. I wanted to. like go to school and then further get a job in the sports industry. So I went to school, but before I went to school, I did like the firefighter academy. So I got my firefighter 1 and 2 and my basic EMT. But hats off to those guys, like they do a great job. But it's just it didn't pay them much, and they had to work like two jobs, and they had to work like consecutively, and it's hard on them. So I went the route of going back to school to get my degree, and then I went to community college at Blue Ridge, transferred to Western, and got like a minor league job with the Asheville Tours. The owner Brian DeWine
Yeah,
hired me and gave me an opportunity. So I'm currently like pursuing my dream in the sports industry, and it's still a
that's
lot of
awesome.
work. I'm not where I want to be. Yes, sir.
So what drove your interest in sports? Did you play sports, in your younger years, or were you just interested in the competitiveness of sports?
I played sports in my younger years, and hats off to my coach, Coach Walls. It taught me stuff in life that like you couldn't be taught like in everyday like stuff that you use for everyday life. You learn it in sports, so you learn like teamwork, discipline. Like you learn all these stuff that you use in everyday life. So like I played sports growing up. Had to hold myself accountable for stuff I messed up, stuff like that. So when I got into life, like finishing school, I kept those disciplines from the sports that what my coach taught me, and it helps me be better, successful in life. Not giving up on stuff that I want to do and stuff like you start something, you finish it, and stuff like that. So I played
Mhm.
sports. I played like football, basketball, soccer. I did everything really.
Oh, that's good. What of those sports, which ones did you like the most?
I want to say I liked football the most because football was, even though it was a contact sport, I could just take out like my aggression, like hit someone without getting in trouble. I like to work together to accomplish something, and take discipline, structure, stuff like that. So it better like polished me as a man growing up with the sports.
I noticed I like to talk to as I can. And I noticed your kind of positive attitude, your openness to just have a conversation. Did that come naturally to you, or did you have to work on it? What kind of shaped that that mindset?
Okay, me talking to everyone, it just came on as like treat everyone like you want to be treated. I try to follow the Bible. I know I fail, but I try to like talk to everyone because you don't know what someone else is going through, and if a small conversation could like save someone's life, a
Mhm.
hey could like change someone's output on life. So I try to talk to anyone and everyone, even though we maybe like have our differences, don't know each other. Um, I always see is like I am my brother's keeper, so I just say hey to everyone. I try to be positive. I try to bring like joy to people, even though they could be down. They could bring me up with a conversation, so like they could help me out of a rough, and that little small hey could lead on to other things in my life and better be successful in my life because I never know who I'm gonna meet and who I'm gonna run into to better mold me and shape my life.
I love that. What your spiritual journey did you have one that dated back when you're smaller, or did you have something in your high school or younger years that kind of shaped your spiritual journey?
Oh, my spiritual journey, I want to say it was my mom and my aunt. My
Mhm.
mom, she was very like onto us, like telling us that she could help us, but God could do more for us. She's
Hmm.
just here to guide us, but she's not going to be here forever. So like when we're in our time of need and like need someone, we need to like she told us like we need to get on our knees and pray to God because God is the only person that can help us in the end. My aunt, I reach out to her because she's more involved in the Bible, and I ask her what stuff mean in the Bible because I'm 37 and I still understand the concepts of everything in the Bible. So I ask for her knowledge to share with me. Um, my mom, I try to like, I don't pressure my kids with that, but I do try to tell them that like, thank God for the stuff that you got, the opportunities and stuff like that, because I'm not gonna be here forever to help you. So you
Mhm.
need to thank God and be more closer to God so He can help you.
Well, you have two wise women in your life. That is profound. I go to a small men's group on Monday night, no Tuesday night, last night, and there was another guy my age because of his schedule. He's going on Monday morning, so I'm surrounded by people under 30, which is kind of very cool because to start at a young age, and just what you share with our viewers is we're in some crazy times, and people's
Yes.
I guess you could say their patience, their just the way people react to people. You can see that there's not much love sometimes, and it's like, wow,
Yes,
what a
sir.
difference it makes if we love our neighbor, love our brother, and come at it what you just shared, what it does for the people around you. What would you say, like, as a 37-year-old, like, what would be the ideal thing that you would want to do in your career if it's in sports? What do you like about the sports industry that really excites you?
So what really excites me in the sports industry is I'm working with a bunch of younger people. So like I try to like pass some knowledge to them at the age that I wish I would have had the knowledge of when I was that. So I just try to like help mentor people or like tell them like help them on the right path, to be humble and stuff like that because everything could be taken like just like that in a blink of an eye. So
Mhm.
I just try to pass down knowledge and stuff in my life experience to other people to have a different outlook on life and don't just be like straight and narrow, like look broader and like into everything and be able to like help the younger generation, you know, be better, successful, stuff like that.
Yeah, I love that. What I was impressed with you when we had the conversation, and we had, I think, I don't know, the podcast schedule maybe a month ago or something, and your schedule is very, very busy with, people may not know, but you do a lot of things. What kind of shaped your work ethic? I was just so impressed when we were sharing off camera or off podcast. What would you say as a main influence on your work ethic? Oops, it may be frozen. Yeah, I think you are. Maybe he'll come back. It's just all right, viewer. Oh, we lost him. All right, Victor will come back because he was we caught up with him and he was on call at a hotel. So he had to go in today realizing that he had to juggle a bunch of things. So until he comes back, I'm going to put his information up. Victor Chapman, you can reach him at vmchapman1 at gmail.com. So if you're out there in my community of sports minded people and you want somebody that hustles, that's got a solid spiritual foundation, that has that kind of mindset that he just shared earlier on the podcast, that's somebody you want to be involved with. So reach out if you know somebody that you can share this with. And even if we don't have an opportunity for Victor to come back, we'll do another podcast, so we can dig a little bit deeper into his story, because we love bringing stories to you, especially people with solid foundation. You heard his mom and his aunt had so much influence on him. You heard what he shared about how he treats people, what he does on a regular basis. He does quite a few different things until that opportunity comes up. And I'm sure even at that, he's always going to be out there looking to make an influence, looking to mentor, his desire to work with the youth. I'll put up here, we have a program, and I hope to work with Victor on. If you go to petekane.me and /youth, you'll be able to get our free course that we provide for our youth. And here is Victor is back in the house. Yeah. Victor,
Sorry about that.
No, that's okay. I knew when. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. I can hear you.
Can you? Okay. So I was giving a little bit of plug for you, and we just rolled out our community a program for youth. And I wanted, since you love to mentor and you're in a position to touch our youth more, and I do too, but we want because of AI and all the change that's coming, this world's going to change so rapidly. And if we're not prepared with a solid foundation, like you just described, people are going to get lost in the shuffle. And we want to make sure they develop their leadership skills, their clarity, their energy, their courage. So we give a free course. And if anybody that's, we say under 30, but we also do some other things, they go to petekane.me /youth. They can activate that course by using the word podcast. That'll waive the $300 fee. Then once they go through half of it, we put them in a live coaching situation with 20 people, some adults, some younger people. So the younger people can help each other because, hey, together we're better. And the young can learn from the older, and the older can learn from the younger, because these times are really crazy. And then I put up here, and we'll get back to our podcast, how they can reach you at vmchapman1@gmail.com. So back to the
Yes, sir.
podcast. What would you say, like, when you look at your work ethic, what could you share with our viewers that shaped that work ethic that you have today?
So you saying what I look like with my work ethic today?
Yeah, well, who was there anybody that was in your life that helped shape, because you have a great work ethic. I don't know you as well as
Yes, sir.
obvious other, but I know you enough through conversations to know you exert a great work ethic. Who shaped you, or what shaped you to have that mindset? Oops. We must be in an area that we have a weaker signal. And we'll wait, because sometimes it'll come through. But I know it's when we do our podcast on the phone, it just depends on the Wi-Fi in the place that the person is. So hopefully Victor will come back to us in just a minute. But yes, we want you to access, if you want to get connected to us, you want to figure out ways that you can help Victor open up some doors. Open up some doors. He'll be back with us. Go to pk.me /connect. And that way you can connect with our community. We want you to share Victor, because people like him are not as common as we would like. When you find somebody that has his um, wisdom. It's somebody that you want to be involved with, whether to hire him, whether to be able to work with him, whatever it is. People like Victor are rare, rarer than we think. So please go to peking.me/connect and share this video. And if you like are not sure of your future and you want to do a strategy session, I'm a high performance certified coach and podcaster. We love people like Victor to come on our show, to share their story, to be able to really amplify people with his kind of mindset out into the world, because we always say think locally but act locally and think globally. The world has changed, and now this can be viewed and enjoyed halfway around the world, which makes it really a global world that we live in now. And so if you're a business owner and you've been doing business in say a 5-mile radius, you got to start thinking globally now. What you do in Atlanta can be amplified around the world. So that's why we work with people to help them become key persons of influence. Because when you meet a person like Victor, you're going to search. And if you don't see enough about a person, which we call 7-11-4, you stop the journey. So if you have a good conversation with somebody and they want to know more about you, you've got to build your online profile to give them the opportunity to know you, like you, and trust you. Because the world is digital now. The know, like, and trust that everybody embraces in business is now online. And we do it with 7-11-4. People have to consume 7 hours of you. They have to make 11 buying signals, and they have to see you on 4 different platforms. When they do that, the brain just switches. It's kind of like what Daniel Priestley said. We have kind of a circle of, say, 150 people. Unless you can come into that circle, people won't hear you. So they have to listen to you. They have to consume a book. They have to be on a podcast. They have to do things to get to know you. And they have to do what we call 11 buying signals. And that's just a 0 moment of truth. And that means that people have to be interested in you, raise their hand. I want to know more about you. And if you don't give them that opportunity, whether it's a podcast, whether it's a live event, a virtual event, a workshop, a book, a podcast, those are things, they're different platforms. And the brain works off know, like, and trust. And that circle that you can enter comes in time. That's why we say the average is about 6 months. So a person starting now doesn't have to do these fancy algorithms and try to manipulate the online world. Just put yourself out there. Let people get to know you. Because when they get to know you, they can get to trust you. And that's the whole that's what we're all about now in a digital world that we transferred into about 10 to 15 years ago. Because people buy from people. They don't buy from companies. They buy from people. They buy from people like Victor because they connect with them. We talk about the 4 human drivers: aliveness, connection, meaningful purpose, and personal growth. Those 4 is what brings the life to you. It's what we're born to challenge. We're born to create. We're born to connect. We're born to have that vision of where we want to go. The meaningful purpose. I'm of age. I'll be 68 in a few days. A lot of my friends are retiring. That's fine, but you don't stop. You never stop. You never stop growing. You never stop pouring into yourself to grow personally. And personal growth is the fourth human driver. We love to be challenged. We love to grow. And when we do that, we're alive. And when we connect with people like Victor, we have that connection. So if you're like mostly texting people, pick up the phone. If you're mostly scrolling and consuming social media, pick up the phone and talk to people. If you haven't called your mom in a while and you've scrolled all these hours, pick up the phone and talk to your family, to your mom, to your parents, because that's special. You can't say you're busy. Everybody's busy. Busy doing what? All right, so we're winding down. I've got to get to PT, and I want you to help my friend Victor. And let me put his information up here while we are getting ready to go. Hold on here. There we go. So, if you want to share this with people you know in the sports environment, you hire a person like Victor, you're going to be a stronger team. And together you're better with people like Victor. So reach out to him at VM, that's VM Chapman1 at gmail.com. My name is Pete Kane, and we appreciate you being with us. Thanks so much for your time and your effort. And look, thank you. Be bold, make a difference, and have fun.